with my friends at Fishman. If you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, you can click the link in the video description below. So today's episode is pre-recorded. I've been doing a ton traveling these days. It's going to be a busy 2024, so super stoked about that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn the song Fake Plastic Trees by Radiohead. I have gotten a ton of requests for this song, and I've been waiting for the right time to teach it, and it felt like the right time this week. It is such a stunningly beautiful song, geared towards my intermediates, I would say, just because these chords, although you can get your hands around them, the shapes at first may feel a little tough to play, but don't worry. As always, I'm going to talk you through it. It's going to be great. You're going to do a great job on this. It's going to be awesome. So, standard tuned acoustic guitar for sure for this one today. And before we get started, you guys know I like to ask a question. So let me know where you're tuning in from and a song that makes you cry or makes you get emotional. So where you're tuning in from and a song that makes you cry or makes you get emotional. All right, so here we go. Here is Fake Plastic Trees by the awesome Radiohead. Really pretty chords in this one. Cannot wait to teach you guys how to play this one. Stunningly awesome song. Just songwriting, everything, production. This is a great song. So what we're going to do here, the verse, we jump right into it at the beginning of the song. I'm going to play it just a little bit slower than I did at the top. We do have some chords that we've played before on the riff rundown. We have a couple chords that we haven't. So I'm going to play that verse part just a little bit slower, and then I will talk it through with you guys, show you how to play it. All right, so here we go. That's what's happening there. So we're going to first start off with an A chord. Now, there are many different ways you can play this A chord. To me, I like playing this way, but if there's a way that you prefer, totally cool. So I like to use my second, third, and fourth finger here. I'm going to place my second finger on the second fret of the D string, that is an E note, my second finger on the second fret of the G string, that is an A, and then my fourth finger on the second fret of the B string, which is a C sharp. So with A major, we are looking for the 1, 3, 5, the tonal centers of the chord, in this case, A, C sharp, E. They're all here. So what we want to do is we want to strum from the A string downward. The chord should sound like this. Okay, we are in standard tuning today. All right. So when we are strumming this, this goes for the entire song. Let the pick do the work for you here. We don't really want to dig a lot. The sustain of the strings and the ringing of the chords is really important here, okay? So try not to dig too much when you're strumming. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go to an A sus4. So from this position, all we are going to do is we are going to move that pinky finger over, okay? Moving it to the 3rd fret of the B string, which is a D note. Now what's happening there is this is an A sus4. So we are taking away that 3rd, which is the C sharp, and we're replacing it with a D note. Now, as you can notice here, I'm not all the way over, right? Getting as close as I can to that 3rd fret of the B string, and that's okay here. Get as close as you can, because that'd be really, really tough to like go really close. So even if you just go a little bit, totally cool, all right? So let's just focus on strumming those 2 chords here. Again, we're gonna take it nice and slow, all right? Just A to A sus4, okay? And the notes that we are looking for there, we have A, D, and E in that sus4 chord, all right? So here we go, nice and slowly here. Take your time. Can't play anything fast, can't play slow, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. First 2 chords here. Back to A. So far, so good. I know this is a pre-recorded lesson today, but let me know in the comments how everybody's doing, all right? So the next chord here, it's got a crazy name, but it's not too hard to play, I promise. So it's an A or a D major 9 over F sharp, or the slash F sharp, okay? That chord sounds like this. It's a pretty one. So let me show you how to play it here. And this is the way I want you to do it. You'll see why when we play the chord after this. So we're going to be using, again, our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. Let's start with that 2nd finger. We're going to place that on the F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string, just like that. Now what we're going to do here, 3rd finger, placing that on the 2nd fret of the G string, that is an A. Okay, from there, pinky finger, 2nd fret of the B string, C sharp. Now what I want you to do here, I want you to strum everything, but what's going to happen, okay, with that 2nd finger, we're muting the A string, and this is totally okay. So strum every single string here. And the notes we are hitting, we're hitting that F sharp, we're hitting that open D string, we're hitting that A note, the C sharp, and the E. Pretty chord, isn't it? And again, nice and light when we are strumming this. So our 1st finger is free. We're not doing anything yet. We're gonna use it on the next chord, okay? So let's just strum this for a bit here. Now let's apply it to the A and the A sus4. Here we go. Let's do that again. Here we go. A. sus4, and our D major 9 over F sharp. And feel free to hit that F sharp first before we strum the rest of the chord. I'll do that again without a commentary. So when we go ahead and play that F sharp first, sometimes it gives us a little bit of extra time to fill in the rest of the chord. So use it. It's really nice when songs have those moments where you can play part of the chord and then get to the rest of it a little bit later. So we see that here as well with that F major 9, or D major 9 over F sharp. Okay, got it. So now from here, I want us to go back and play that D major 9 over F sharp. Our next chord here is going to be an E6, but here's what I want you to do. You know, I talk about pivot points, right? Certain chords, kind of nice to, why lift our fingers when we play the next chord, that finger goes in the same spot anyway. We're going to do that here. So with E6, that's going to be the next chord. I want you to keep your pinky finger placed on the second fret of the B string. That's our C sharp. So that will be the 6 when we play the E6. So that note is really important. Leave that finger there. So leave the pinky where it is, second fret of the B string, okay? We're going to do here, with the other 3 fingers, our first finger, second finger, and third finger, we're going to go ahead and play an E major chord with those 3 fingers. First finger, go ahead and place that, okay? First fret of the G string, that's our G sharp. Second finger, placing that, second fret of the A string, that's our B. And then our third finger goes on the second fret of the D string, that is our E. Strum everything. Pretty chord, isn't it? Tom knows how to write them. This chord progression is stunning. So that's the chord. So kind of did it in a way. So see the E major right here with the first, second, and third finger, and then we have that 6 there, the C sharp. So when we switch, okay, from that D major 9 to the E6, see how that pinky finger stays there. It's going to help a lot when you're switching between those 2 chords. So we're going to do here, let's go ahead, now play those first 4 chords. A sus4, D major 9 over F sharp, got it, to the E6. And again, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause, folks. It absolutely helps. Would appreciate it if you did. And click that like button and all that good stuff, the thumbs up, whatever it is these days. Helps the cause, helps the algorithm. All right, so here we go. From the top, A sus4 to D major 9 to the E6. Here we go. You can do it. And play it a little slower. Let's go. Remember that pinky finger? Let's do that again, a little faster. There we go. All right. Let me know how everybody's doing in the comments. So after this, we're going to get a little reprieve. Okay. We're going to rest our hand a little bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to a D sus2. So pretend that you're going to regular D chord, but all you're going to do, okay, lift up that middle finger. Okay. So what we're playing there, it's going to be a D note. And then we have the E, which is the 2. And that A is the 5. Okay. So just like that. So your first finger, okay, it's on the second fret of the G string, that's our A, and then your third finger is on the third fret of the B string, which is D. Strum from the D string downward, make sure that E string is nice and open. That's what makes this a sus2. Okay, so after that, we go to an A, and then back to that D sus2. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the verse. So let's go ahead and run this a couple times here. Nice and slowly. I'll call out the chords, and then we'll do a couple passes without the commentary. All right, so here we go, nice and slowly. You can do this. Here we go. There's that D sus2. Here comes the commentary for those chords. For those of us who need it, all good. Here we go. A major. A sus4. D major 9 over F sharp. E6. E6, D sus2, back to our A, to D sus2. One more time, here we go. With the commentary, A. I'm gonna play it a little faster. A sus4, D major 9 over F sharp. Here comes that E6, don't forget the pivot point, D sus2. Back to A, to D sus2. All right, I think we're getting it now. So I'm gonna do that the commentary. All right, you got this, here we go. So there's the verse. Pretty cool, pretty beautiful. I love that chord progression, it's stunning. So what we're gonna do here is, now we're gonna go to the chorus, okay? So the chorus where it says, it wears her out, it wears me out, it wears him out. Okay, that section, it's only gonna be 2 chords, and those chords sound like this. You go back and forth between those 2. So let me show you how to play one of those chords, because the A chord we already know how to play. So it's a B minor 7 add 11. That's the name of the chord here, okay? But not too hard to play. So we're going to be using these first 3 fingers, all right? We're going to get our first finger here, placing that on the 2nd fret of the A string. That's our B, okay? So just like that. Now we're going to get our 2nd finger here, placing that on the 2nd fret of the G string. That's going to be an A note. And then our 3rd finger here, 3rd fret of the B string, that's going to be a D note. And I want you to strum everything from the A string downward. Beautiful open chord, isn't it? Okay, so that's what we're looking for there. And again, nice and light with the strumming here. Back to an A. Back to that B minor 7, add 11. To A. That's going to be the chorus. So when we combine verse and chorus, let's go ahead and play it, right? So let's play them, let's put them both together. All right, so here we go. Verse, I'm going to play it a little faster here. I think you guys got this. All right, so here we go. Let's repeat that. Leave that 3rd finger where it is. that pivot. I'll do that again. Okay, so that's our verse and chorus. That's pretty much the entire song. So keep in mind when we're going from that last part of the verse, that D sus2, okay? And then we go into that B minor 7 at 11. Leave that third finger where it is, okay? It's another pivot point. First finger moves up to that second fret of the A string. Second finger goes down at the second fret of the G string. And you're there, okay? So D sus2 to that B minor 7 at 11. See what I mean? Those pivot points help. Really great progression. I just love the chords in this song. It's so good. So after that first chorus, okay, we go into a verse 2. We go into a second chorus. Things are the same here. What's great about this song is dynamics build. If you guys haven't heard this song, I really encourage you to listen to this song after this lesson. It is stunningly beautiful. Every version I've heard is great. So really a study of dynamics with this song. It is beautiful. The distortion starts to kind of whisper in, right? And then the song gets nice and big, and then it drops again. It is just really great. So when we get into that verse 3 is where that distortion and the heavier guitars come in. So what you can do here, you can choose to play the verse, right, with those chords. And you can choose to do that. It's going to sound great. However, with that second guitar, we're doing a lot of power chords here. And the power chords would sound like this. So again, they're adding texture and depth and just ambiance and this wall of sound. It's just so cool. So let me show you what's happening there. Again, verse 3, it's big. So if you're playing the song with a band, right, you got 2 guitar players, you can do some pretty cool stuff with this. So you can choose to play these 5 chords, at least some of them in different spots. You can choose to play them all as bar chords. They'll sound really cool. So I'll show you a couple different ways. So the A5, which is going to be played over the A and the A sus4. Okay, in some live versions, I've heard them just kind of strum it, and others, right, it's kind of doing like an 8th note thing. So what you can do there, first finger across, or you can just place it actually, just on the A note fret of that E string, okay? And then your second finger, 7th fret of the A string, which is E, so it's your 5. And then your 4th finger will go just below that on the 7th fret of the D string, so that's another A. And that's all you play. We're not playing all 6 strings. You don't have to worry about that. Just the top 3 and you're good to go. So just like that. So you can choose to let it ring or okay, to the next chord, which is going to be an F sharp 5. So this is being played over that D major 9 over F sharp. With that second guitar, at least to the best of my ear, just playing the bass note, okay, in the form of a power chord. So we've got the F sharp here, 2nd fret of the E string. 3rd finger is going to be 4th fret of the A string, which is a C sharp, and then the other F sharp here is going to be on the 4th fret of the D string. That's it. Just play those 3. Let those ring. Now, from there, we're going to go to an E5. Sometimes I play it like this. With one finger, the open E string, my first finger is across the 2nd fret of the A string and the D string. That would be a B note and an E note respectively. Or if you want to play it like an E minor, you can do that too. So it would sound like this. E5 there, or and then the D5 here, which is great. So you can choose to play it here since we're kind of nearby the E5. And we don't have to move around too much. You can choose to play it here. I'll show you a different spot in a sec. So we've got the first finger on the second fret of the G string, which is A, and then our third finger on the third fret of the B string, which is D, and then all you would do is play the open D string on top of this. So we've got D, A, D. So that technically is a D5. You could choose to play it there, or you could play it here. Same exact notes, except this time we have D at the 5th fret of the A string, we have A at the 7th fret of the D string, and then we have another D note there on the 7th fret of the G string. So both will work. I'll give you both options. So far it would sound like this, the whole thing for context. Okay, from there we go to an A5, back to the D5. Okay, I'll call them out. Here we go. A5. F sharp 5. E5. D5. A5, D5. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Kind of cool. And you can also play the A5 there if you wanted as well. Open A string, 2nd fret of the D string, E, and then 2nd fret of the G string, A. So you can choose to do that too. Again, I plant the seeds with these lessons. I will leave that up to you. All right. So that's what's happening there in verse 3. Again, nice and big. Listen to the dynamics. Just, again, beautiful production and songwriting. So then we have, so after that verse 3, we have a chorus 3. Goes back down, right? Back to those pretty chords. To the A. Okay. So after that, we have a beautiful outro. Chords we know already. The chords are going to be that B minor 7 add 11. To A, to the E6, and then that repeats. All right, so I'll play that without the commentary. This is the outro. From there, we end the song, B minor 7 add 9, and a nice big A major chord. And that's the song. Such a stunning song, Fake Plastic Trees by Radiohead. I think one of the best songs just to come out of the 90s. It is so great. If you guys aren't familiar with this song, go and listen to it. Listen to all the versions you can. Live, acoustic, album version. They're all just absolutely beautiful and wonderful to listen to. So yeah, I hope you guys had a blast learning this one. I had a blast teaching it. I love this song and I love this band. Again, I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me run these lessons week after week. You want to check out all the cool gear that I use in these lessons, click the link in the video description below. You'll see all the Fishman gear I use, including the R Spectrum DI and the Matrix Infinity pickups I got in my beautiful Martin. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And again, if you're enjoying the lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. And I got a new EP out called The Voices, and you can get it on vinyl or digital on my website, AngelaPetrilliMusic.com. I got some shows coming up with the guys, and it's good stuff. So everybody, happy 2024. Hope you play a lot of music. And again, wishing you so much success in your musical journey. Can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. Enjoy the journey, take your time, and everyone have a beautiful weekend filled with lots of music and fun.